She's an internationally renowned shaman and is also the author of the book Animal Power. Alyson Charles Storey is who Forbes has called a leading shaman. Huffington Post has even recognized her as a top limit-breaking female founder. Alyson joins us today to discuss her own transformative spiritual awakening, which has led her on a path to changing lives all over the world. Plus, she's teaching us how we can all become alchemists, turning our darkness into light. This is Advocate Now. Well, first, I want to start by saying that Alyson and I met while hosting a wellness show together about a decade ago, and you were so influential in my awakening journey. We have both been through very powerful and transformative spiritual awakenings, which might be difficult for some people to understand, but it's typically a grueling and equally magical experience that can lead to incredible breakthroughs. So I want to get a little bit into your experience, which has led you to do the work that you're currently doing. Tell us a little bit about your journey.
Well, firstly, thank you for having me, Sonia. It's so good to be back on the airwaves together with you. And like you said, we go way back at this point, and my life has drastically changed from the time we hosted that former talk show. And what's really fascinating is when I look back in hindsight, my divine intervention and spiritual awakening moment was simultaneously both the most anguishing, terrifying, discombobulating time of my life, along with it being the most miraculous and enlightening time of my life. And I have traversed through many other rites of passages and many other initiations in the decades since that initial grandest spiritual awakening. And I've really found a formula that allows one to become an alchemist. And what I mean by that is you can truly learn how to trust yourself to navigate through the greatest turmoil and chaos and hardest times of your life, and learn how to ascend through them, learn how to feel your feelings through them, and learn how to maintain your shine even when the beep hits the fan. So I love to guide people through it now.
And based on your experiences, everything you learned and the work that you're doing now, today you're going to share some really incredible information to, as you said, help people claim their golden era, maintain their shine through really tough times. It's a 4-part formula. So take us through the process.
Yeah, I wanted to make it really simple because, as we know, and case in point with my divine intervention, it can be such a confusing time where you just kind of lose clarity, lose train of thought. I guess I do also want to be very vulnerable and transparent and let the people joining us know that my divine intervention came from a previous really abusive relationship. And I was stuck in a lot of denial and a lot of suffrage. And it was through that abusive time that I became a phoenix rising. And so I know, what that time felt like for me. And so I wanted to come up with this formula to help people to just stay really simple and clear to learn how to traverse through times like that. So the first step is tuning into and getting connected with your emotions, with your emotional body. We're all such multifaceted, multidimensional beings. We've got all these different components of us. And that's sometimes where the confusion comes in. It's just like, what's going on? How am I feeling? Where am I? Who is this person? What's going on here? And so step number 1 is tuning into your emotions. And it can be as simple as closing your eyes, taking a moment of breath, taking a moment of connection to your own heart. I usually put one hand on my heart center, one hand on my lower belly. And I breathe and I just simply ask myself, what am I really feeling here? Because if you're going through a time where you're losing a friendship that you've had for 20 years and you never thought that friend would not be in your life, or you're losing a job and your safety and security feels threatened, sometimes you can't know what exactly you're feeling, but you just really tune in and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm actually just feeling really scared.
It's usually in that franticness and the anxiety and the fear and all of these lower emotions that are swirling around that we lose that ability temporarily to tap in and find out what's really going on and what the true answer is, right?
Yeah, and you can learn to, even amidst a huge wave of emotion, you can learn how to get yourself to a place where maybe you need to take a moment from a person you're engaged with and you need to just go in a different room. But you learn, this is where the trust in yourself and the trust in your intuition gets cultivated, is in this step number one. And then step number two is we're going into our physical vessel, our physical bodies. And this is another really key place because we need our physical body to know that it's safe. Because when our physical body is dysregulated and all sorts of things are being secreted, hormones, adrenaline, things are running rampant in our body, that again can create more chaos and turmoil. And we're really trying to re-regulate our physical body. And so again, it's a simple practice of telling your body that it's safe. And again, going inward. You're going to see the key in all of these 4 steps is an inward process, an inward practice. So we're going to ask our body, we're going to tune in and we're going to ask our body, where am I not feeling safe? Or where is that emotion of fear living? And I promise you, even if you're someone that's not, on the spiritual path or is not used to this type of meditative work, you will be surprised when you ask we're such highly intelligent beings. When you ask your own physical body what it needs or where the fear is living, you will hear or feel or be taken to that answer. And then the next important part of step number 2 is once you kind of go to that area, asking your body what it needs. Sometimes, like my husband, Luke, he's a huge advocate for ice baths. He's in our backyard in our ice bath, like sometimes 3-4 times a day. And I never go into the ice bath. So you might need ice. You might need a sauna. You might need massage. You might need community, but your body will always tell you. Like before I had my spiritual awakening, I had autoimmune disorders. I had panic disorders. I was on prescription medication. Your body will try like heck to get your attention, to tell you that things need to get course corrected and regulated.
Right. And it's different for everyone, but I think the overall general theme is rebalancing and reconnecting to yourself so you can bring back that sense of calm. For me, it's getting outside. I just need to be in nature. I need to be by the water, go for a walk. For everyone, it's different, but whatever brings you back to yourself, right?
Yes. Nature was in my initial awakening, the biggest key. Even though I lived in the concrete jungle in New York City at the time, Prospect Park in Brooklyn was nearby. And that was my saving grace. I would walk to that park every single day and just allow myself to be nourished. The other big thing that I definitely want to touch on that is my main go-to is smudging. And that is working with sacred scent, the sacred power of smoke. And there are all sorts of different types of natural elements that you can work with, whether that's copal or palo santo. And, of course, do this safely, whether it's inside or outside. But when you burn these sacred essences and waft that sacred medicinal smoke around your physical body, each one has different medicine properties and healing properties. And you'll learn just to trust yourself and intuit which one is best for you for what you're going through. But smudging is my main go-to to clear myself and get myself back to sanity.
Alyson, thank you so much. And folks can head to AlysonCharles.com/animal power to purchase your animal power book and deck. They'll also receive a free video drumming shamanic journey that you guide people through. And make sure you also check out Alyson's podcast, Ceremony Circle, which we will have to get into another time. Incredible.
I would love to have you on sometime. Now that I've been on your show, you can come on mine.
And we'll have you back as well. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Sonia.
I'm Sonia Baghdadi. Thanks for watching and advocating. For more stories and content like this, visit advocate.com and advocatechannel.com.